Yeah.
Good morning, thank you all for coming. My name is
Yeah, Robert, I mean, that is a very nice idea. Going mobile. Wow.
Where are we streaming live? Can you share the link, please? And yes, I'm still here.
Yeah, okay.
The Institute was founded to bring together citizens and journalists and scholars and programs aimed at better journalism. And in the process, we hope to reconnect with the growing citizens and journalists. This particular symposium is right under that particular conceptual hour, so it might be able to do it. We're grateful to the Reynolds Corporation and Reynolds Foundation for providing funding for the program. Grateful to Amy Combs and Dr. Tucker later, who are chairs responsible for organizing the program. My view is simple and very short and just to launch proceedings. I hope some of you have read the Waldman report. If you don't have time to read the entire report, I want to make sure that you review some of it. But it's a great summation of the challenges and the opportunities that journalists face today. Technological they are. One of the things that particularly one of the passages in the report that because although each citizen has information is important and through the stable internet provided, Americans need to at least come together.
Kim, I just sent a link on the general feed.
Requires citizens to observe the healthy flow of useful information. The news information system that holds powerful account. There are many legitimate experience in around the policy, but it is time to move past.
You sent a link where?
We need professional citizen reports.
On the general feed.
We need old media
On your
Under
account,
my
you mean, Michael? Okay.
Okay, I need to switch back over.
I'll get it for you if you want, Kim. Hold on.
Okay, I just got it.
Could be more, and we'll have all of those elements being discussed. Okay, it's now a pleasure to introduce Barbara.
And it's been a great joy to work on this with my partner, Amy Combs, who provided the opening text for this so that I can help a little bit about the study to take us through the day hope to investigate and and I also want to thank all of you for the efforts in here at Columbia and also my guests for my connection to the network. what we think is a very important topic. This is the report. There are only 300 copies of it because the government is trying to be thrifty, decided to only print the 300. Otherwise, it's available online. But as you can see, it's very comprehensive. It weighs in at 360 pages, 104 pages of footnotes, and it's a product of 18 months of research, hearings, interviews, comments, and site visits. I do believe it's the most comprehensive study yet of our nation's media ecosystem at a time when technology and media consumption patterns are changing breathtakingly. If we could put up a slide that says answer the questions. The report is focused on describing the media landscape today and analyzing government policies that help or hinder the flow of information. These questions are taken from the report itself. There were two basic goals. One was to answer the question about whether the public is being well served, and second, to explore, as a government agency, as the Federal Communications Commission is, to explore whether policies are in sync with what the public needs today. The report found that there is a lot to cheer about, but there are also very troubling questions, especially with regard to how local communities are getting information. The report says breathtaking media abundance with side-by-side serious shortages of reporting. And as you see in the fine print here, the news and information and the principal findings say that the news and information landscape is more vibrant than ever, with more voices coming into being every day. The digital technology has been a tremendous catalyst for innovation and also for allowing public to get into the game and to provide a free exchange of ideas and information for citizens who don't necessarily own a printing press or a broadcast tower to make their voices heard. For all that we're hearing about problems, and especially at the local level, local television stations and newspapers still play a vital role in artists and online. There are partnerships galore among members of nonprofit media, but also between commercial and nonprofit. We're collaborating more than ever, and the nonprofit sector is becoming more varied than ever. Not just from a broadcast, but many others are now entering that media. And yet, with media abundance, there is a shortage of local professional accountability. And finally, for those who are concerned about a government agency conducting an examination of the one industry that the First Amendment mentions, we're talking about the need for free press. The report concluded that government is not the main thing in this wrong, but it did make suggestions about what government can do. After the FCC study was released in June, emails and other deans of journalism schools across the country decided to investigate more closely the FCC's recommendations. The Carnegie Corporation and the Giants and James L. Knight Foundation are supporting that initiative and support. The FCC study said we find ourselves in an unusual moment when ignoring the ailments of local media will mean a serious harm being done to our communities. But paying attention to them will enable Americans to develop literally the best media system the nation has ever had. And that's why we're here today, to learn more about what media organizations in local communities can meet these challenges, and to explore more deeply the FCC's recommendations for policy changes. Here are the principal recommendations in the FCC report. You will see these posted frequently throughout the day, kind of remind us of the underlying points points that we are discussing. First, greater transparency with government and for the media, so that the media makes available to the public, especially regulated media like local television and radio stations, and that information might be available online and empower consumers and foster information. A very intriguing recommendation is to target government ad spending at local media. Government spends about $1 billion a year in advertising aimed at the public. Military recruitment being one example. And that's a recommendation that the School of Journalism is going to take a deeper look at and white paper on this using our expert capabilities. Information staff publish a white paper on particular recommendation associated with experts media that the FCC setting is that we make it easier for adults sustainable models later today. The FCC, before it released this report, put out its plan for universal broadband access for every citizen in the country. And this report follows up on that recommendation and says that media policy should ensure that broadband access and use is widespread dual innovation. And finally, the report urges government and private institutions to craft policies that would benefit historically research. So now I'd like to turn things over to my colleague, Amy Hills, Hills chair in pre-press studies, and she's going to outline our schedule today and discuss what we will Thank you. I'm really honored to be holding the legal chair. Reynolds was a graduate of the Reynolds School, and he's known in the broadcast industry for real estate organizations in the country. Equally, it's important he has stayed with their community to encourage the night brothers to create a night foundation. He established this chair 2 years ago. He was concerned that the values of the free press had challenged and questioned in the 20th century. And he saw this as a period that was characterized by expert changes in information technology. He had been very, I think, forward thinking in this, and when he established the chair in charge of really making a point to look at the impact of these technology changes and on the free flow of information and the traditions of the media. And I think that certainly is share that with you because it shows you how much these ideas and additions fit into the DNA of the journalists. These are the very issues that the support is concerned with addressing, and we're going to be talking about today. Today, you all are part of the discussion that is taking place this fall. As Robert mentioned, 12 journalists and schools across the country are gathering groups like this to really take on, in-depth discussion of this report. You mentioned the encouragement and support of the Community Foundation. We're here to inform, challenge, and then add to the conclusions of this report. And as most of you here in the forum, see microphones in front of you, as we're streaming this live, it's recorded. So we hope that you chime in and please identify yourself. Also, we're programs on the internet site for RJI information for Twittering as we're going through today. As I said, this is a conversation, and all of you are going to be part of it. We have this online is very, very diverse. Including people who have just registered just to hear throughout the day, and media executives, journalists, faculty, technologists, university administrators, students, librarians, elected professionals, business leaders, university strategists, university citizens, activists, administrators of building issues, and many others who are providers of information. This report is not about proposing it's about information. So again, I encourage you to participate. This diversity is really what's going to contribute to the richness of the discussion, more importantly, the richness of our observations, conclusions, and recommendations. They're all each journalism school is exploring different aspects of this report, and as Barbara Dean and I examined the report yesterday, it was really quite obvious that the Missouri journalism school is unique and unique. Not only the University of Journalism School, the state of Missouri. We're in a really important and critical point in this report. It's really about accountability journalism. It's the core underlying report. And that's one of the conditions that we really want to take on. Missouri, with its mix of market sizes, really presents an opportunity for us to examine this issue from a state perspective. And if you look at Missouri, it's typical of many moving markets. Right? So our discussion today and finding typical across the country. We have a lot of, I think, innovation going on in the state, and we're going to be showcasing that throughout the day. We see innovation this morning, I think, for-profit media, afternoon, and not-for-profit media. But also from the state itself and the university. We're really fortunate in this state to have the cutting-edge media. We have our APMU, UAA, and Missouri, and our colleagues around the state. But equally important, the city of Columbia, the state of Missouri, and the university itself to engage in very same questions, really focusing on information to communities, particularly on the institutions of access. So you see another one that really like that. It's one of the recommendations. Additionally, the University of Missouri has taken on a really amazing important mission called Zero Advantage. We might be aware of it, but I think it's one of the best. Certainly, the Midwest University environment. It's really looking at what is unique about this campus and what we need as a body of faculty, students, and our community make with this. And under Zero Advantage, two specific initiatives. One is digital media in the 21st century, and then innovation that comes from disruptive technology. Again, we'll do that theme throughout the day. I believe that the answers in this report, some of the recommendations which is raised, are going to come from Missouri, the state, campus, and citizens here. I live on the West Coast and here. I live on the East Coast, Oregon, East Coast service. I guess Missouri is in the Midwest in the fiber states. And I think one of the things I'm going to do today is to show people that that's a mistake. They need to stop offering. I think that would get better influencers in one. So that's another thing. I think we're going to be able to build, I think, showcase what's going on here. The real world efforts to build news gap and information gap that's too long business. And also, as part of this, we're going to take a really good look at how do we get involved in the non-profit side, the for-profit side. We're going to kick off with Kent Collins, taking a look at innovation. And one of the things that we did is I want to set the sort of the stage. We're going to look at changing economics of local media. And these are some information points in the report. The local broadcasting economic prospects are really right. And it's harder than what exists for local newspapers. So we have people be joining us as someone that might respond to that with a different point of view. I've done really history class and Hangout. I think that's a slightly on that. Local TV news remains the public's #1 source of news. News hours have been increasing increasing over the last 7 years, 35%. Generally speaking, local television is profitable, but it's still, as I said earlier, there's some concerns. Local TV news staffs are declining, while the number of news staffs have been increasing. New outlets for many years, but on the whole, there's been slight reduction because staffing local media, local broadcast, radio audience declining kind of a little bit, but not significantly. That's a lot of that is driven by change of formats and also the increased participation in public radio. But the number of people going to radio news is that's the kind of context of the discussion we're going to have next week. Kent Collins is the chairman of the Radio TV News. When your programs are online, you'll see one of the bios and all of the best. So we'll do highlights. But Kent has worked with two really outstanding faculty and journalists for teaching enrollment in leaders tomorrow. So throughout the day, you're going to see 200 or so attempts, not all together, but students going through who are in the broadcast sequence, radio television, and also other others. So, yeah, we can.
Now, I call your attention to our faculty's piece about the journal today on spectrum to available on our desk. And I also made a special mention of some folks here who kept in and on a continuing basis really broadcast faculty and broadcast students. And we can do a variety of ways to what we try to do here at the college. Don Hicks, the CEO of the Missouri Broadcasters Association, who has twice served as the CEO or the chairman of the board of radio, television, digital news association. Rocco first television, who is a lot of our students, a walkout fire is at the first station in the country, Mike Reynolds Corporation, which all. Who else we got here? Marty Paul, who is the manager of KOTV and participates every day in this big balance between media and professional television operation. And we're grateful for all of their good work. I also want to mention that a number of people are watching at this moment or later in the day live via the English stream. Mary Beth Seawald in Reno, Nevada is watching with her colleagues from the Sunbelt Corporation. Richard Ransom from Memphis, Scott Diener, the news director at KCBS in Los Angeles, the longest people have told us that they will be checking in with us on the video stream, as, which is a significant part of the distribution of the work that is done here at the Reynolds Journalism Institute. My job here is, today is to give you a couple of examples, 2 examples of the innovation that is going on in commercial television to meet the needs, the information needs of the American public. We're talking about the FCC report and the need, the information needs of the public. What indeed our commercial television broadcasters do to meet that need. And we have only 2 examples in the short time we have. There's a lot of stuff going on. You're free to question and chime in, hit the button on the microphone in front of you, and you can ask questions. We'll be moving fast here, so no speeches, just quick questions will be good. The first example is, of course, from our own KOTV TV, where I can say the word unique program. KONU in a couple of months ago launched U-News, a 4 o'clock newspaper. Stacy Wolf was the news director and associate professor of journalism at KONU TV, and this is in large part his creation. And Sarah Hill, who is a graduate of the journalism school at KONU, and is an anchor and faculty member for us, is the dreamer who made these seemingly early on crazy ideas come to life and push Stacy to get it done. So the 2 of them will present U-News as one way
for a commercial television station to connect with the viewers and to thereby complete the information needs of the community.
Travis, can you put up the screen for us here? Okay, guys, you ready? They've been very patiently waiting all over the world to go here. How are you guys doing?
Great. Awesome. Doing great.
No. Can you talk with us? Travis, are you able to get the audio up?
Oh, there's echo somewhere.
Where would I do that? Sorry, it's not my laptop. I'm out of my element here. There we go. Hello, guys. Good morning. Hey,
Good morning.
I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves. First off, from left to right. I'm not sure why the feed there is slow. But Gina, start with you.
Hi, I'm Gina Rodkey. I'm from Philadelphia, PA. Nice to meet everyone.
Okay, Hassan.
Hello. Hello, I am Hassan Shabir, and I am from Karachi, Pakistan, and good to see all you guys.
Okay. Joseph.
Good morning. I'm Joe Puglisi. I live slightly north and west of New York City in the town of Haverstraw.
Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Beasley from St. Louis, Missouri, home of the World Series champions.
Yeah. We seem to be having a problem with the feed here. I'm not sure why it's slow, but Matthew, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, I'm Matthew Wilkinson. I'm a wildlife conservationist working out of Africa, but actually based in Lisbon, Portugal. Nice to see you all.
He's in Portugal. Michael?
Hi, I'm Michael Tucker. I live in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm up at a really early hour to do this, but I'm excited to be here.
Okay. And Ron?
Hi, I'm Ron Watson. I'm from Kingston, New York, and I'm a dog trainer.
Okay. Rama Shama.
Hello. Hi.
Go ahead, Rama, and if you can talk loud because we're not able to hear you.
Okay. I'm Rama. I'm from London, and I work for the BBC College of Journalism.
Okay. Rama's from the BBC in London, and Robert Redl is on the streets of Austria, are you not?
Yes, hello, Robert Redl here from the 19th district in Vienna, Austria, and I wish we had more sunshine and traffic here. It's very cool. Nice to meet you.
Okay, apologize you're not able to see him. I think it's just the stream must be really slow today. Welcome to all of you. This essentially is our cyber couch, and every day during the news, we anchor our newscast with a live cyber couch with people from all around the world. Some of these people, some are local as well, and we allow many different voices into our news conversation from all around the world. If you look at Robert's screen right here, I don't know if you're able to see it. Again, I apologize, it's not popping up, but he's on the streets of Vienna, Austria, and he is on his mobile device. He's on an iPad 2. Is that correct, Robert?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. And so this is a new technology that we use in the newscast and that we're really geeked out about because it allows viewers to have group conversations about the day's news. And not only conversations via a camera, but conversations out on the street. For instance, a breaking news event. If there were to be a fire or an accident on a bridge somewhere, we could open a Hangout and say, you know what, instead of us scrambling up a live truck and going out to the area and to get the information, you all can come to us. We'll open a Hangout. You can join our Hangout and have a group conversation about what you're seeing, either from your iPhone or your Android device, because it's mobile enabled. Google Plus Hangout is mobile enabled now, or from your iPad too. So that is one way that this technology here is transforming our newscasts. We use it in a variety of ways. It is essentially Google Plus Hangout is a free satellite truck attached to a crowdsourcing tool. Okay, what makes this better than Skype? Well, number one, you can pipe in 10 different people from around the world. You can do that with Skype, but the technology isn't as reliable. But what makes this unique is it is attached to a crowdsourcing tool, a social networking device, that you have ability to find these different sources around the world. We use this technology in the aftermath of the Oslo bombings, and we're able to bring people into our conversation to get their sentiments about what they were experiencing, which is essentially was their 9/11. We recently talked with individuals about the Turkey earthquake, Penn State riots. We had someone recently to talk about the Penn State riots. So this essentially is our satellite truck that we're using, and on most days, I think it's because all these cords are hooked into it, but it is really instantaneous. It has telepresence technology so that when one person talks, they automatically go up into the large portion of the screen. They're automatically displayed. That's not switched by a director at all. They're just automatically propelled up there. So that is a neat feature of that event. Let's start with Robert. Hey, Robert, are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell this group what that has been like for you to contribute to a conversation of a local news organization in Columbia, Missouri?
Yes, I did not expect this to be possible. So in Europe, in Austria especially, this would be unthinkable. And I was very happy to be able to join the news desk and now even the U-News show. So Austria and other stations here are maybe 2 years behind. They are starting to build their Facebook profiles and Twitter profiles and bring in some messages in advance to get messages and questions into a show, but they are never doing it live. So it's unique worldwide.
Gotcha. I don't know if you guys were able to hear him or not. I apologize for the quality of the audio. But let's ask, I think the mobiles is given our Hangout problems today with and might be the live stream that's on it. Matthew, if you can answer that question, what's that been like for you to contribute to a news conversation?
Well, it really is quite awesome because, as Robert just mentioned, over here, their news corporations aren't very quick on the uptake, whereas what Sarah's doing is really bringing people in from Google Plus onto the Hangout platform to be a part of her show. So I'm able to get my messages from Africa to people in the United States who wouldn't usually hear my stories, and that adds another dimension to Sarah's news broadcasts.
Rama, we're not able to see your thumbnail, but if you can tell us and talk loudly, how does the BBC plan to use this technology, or have you been watching this technology?
Okay, so we've been watching it very, very closely, and we've just launched a few new pages now since the brand pages have been launched. We've launched the BBC Mundo page, which is basically the Latin American service or the world service, BBC Persian, BBC Arabic, and in the next coming weeks we're going to be using Hangouts from these brand pages as well. So we're really excited. Sarah knows that I've been watching her efforts very, very closely and really enjoyed being a part of her show and just seeing how you have been using the Hangouts and what we can learn. And for the next coming weeks, we'll be doing our own experiments and you know, maybe we can learn from each other as well. So we think it's really exciting for all the reasons that you've just mentioned. But again, for the world service, for example, BBC Mundo, there are people that speak Spanish all around the world. So this will be an opportunity for them all to come together in one sphere and talk about Latin America, and that's kind of quite special.
Okay. Last portion, and then I'll turn it over to Stacy. Kim, we're able to see your thumbnail as well, so I will shoot this to you. What's that been like for you to be able to contribute to a conversation, and how are you seeing news organizations use this technology?
I am seeing news organizations start to get on board with the whole concept of interacting with social media, not just from a standpoint of pushing information out to their followers that they're connected to, but actually engaging and interacting and bringing their followers into their real life newscasts. For instance, what you do on a daily basis. It not only gives us an opportunity to share our opinions, but it also gives us an opportunity to get the message out about Google Plus Hangouts, which has become a vital component of newscasting. If you're not using it, then you're missing out on opportunity to have input from around the world.
We hang out with our viewers every day at 2:30, open up a hangout with no agenda and have them come in and tell us what they think is news. And we communicate with the people on our cyber couch via Google Docs and let them know what we're going to talk about, and then they add in that Google Docs what they want to talk about. So that is just one way. I'm going to turn it over to Stacy here to show a little bit more about the show when the technology looks a heck of a lot better than it does.
See some of it
right there.
I will talk a little more about the show. I'll say one thing, and you got a sense of it there. Everybody that Sarah connects with, and she is our main point of contact. We have a producer on the show who's involved in some of this and some student help, but Sarah's the main point of contact, and she's very much on a first-name basis with all of these sources, local and internationally, and they have a online cyber friendship here that's developed, and it's an access to the talent that I don't think viewers on commercial television have seen before. And she's got her Hangout going, and she's anchoring, so she can talk to her in commercial and have that relationship. Jeffrey, if you could roll the video of the, and just keep the audio down, I'll just talk over it. But we'll show you the show a little bit, and I'll talk about where it is and when it is. We, like many stations, had to deal with the loss of the Oprah Winfrey show and what we would put into that spot. And so we were airing over at 4 o'clock. This is the show here rolling. We'll get a minute. Rolling behind us so you can see that. We had an opening at 4 o'clock, and we discussed what we might put into that spot. And we knew that local news was better for our brand. Our general managers here and a number of other people at the station were involved in this, and we wanted to extend the local news brand, its value that local stations have, rather than bring in another syndicated program. We decided fairly early on that we could fill an hour with the show and set out to put that together. We knew we'd like to keep some of that Oprah audience, but knew there were other talk options we're up against. And the other hope, and maybe a little bit of a dream, was that we could grab people who weren't watching local news otherwise, engage them and make them feel like they're part of the show. And we saw Sarah demonstrate us a little bit of that. Go ahead and let that roll back in and kind of see that in the background here. This is the open of the show right here. The show is a half hour or an hour. We have a producer. We hired a producer, Nathan Hagan, who's also watching on the screen right now. Sarah is devoted almost exclusively to the show. She does a weekly feature franchise and panel appearances. That's really our two full-time people who devote time to the show. One of our pushes here, one of the things I've really focused on is, can we build a model that other stations could duplicate? Because we could throw 200 students at the show and have enough person power really to overwhelm any problem we would have, but that's not a realistic model for other programs. So as you watch here, you can see that we're using social media comments. They're brought up in a box here. Those are put in same day, close to real time, or kinds of technology real time. This is what you couldn't see on the screen. Sarah really does use every device in front of her there during the show. That is not the show.
I need a picnic table, I assume.
Stacey, do you get a sense that we are bringing in KOMU TV more input from our viewers? For example, Sarah's flooded mailbox.
Oh, absolutely. I think Sarah could probably give the hard numbers on that. But because we're inviting people, we've invited people for a long time to email us. Email us with your story ideas, email us with your complaints if you must, but email us and get in touch with us. And we've got a recorded phone line where people could record comments for some time. But now we are reaching out and letting them reach back in real time to do that. So not only is there that real-time interaction that Sarah has via Hangout and social media, live chats and the other things that are going on, but now people feel that make up.
It's face-to-face viewer engagement unlike any other. I mean, this is the world's first face-to-face social network, essentially. So when you engage people face-to-face, they engage even more right back. We have 80,000 people following us on Google Plus right now. I get about 100 friend requests on Facebook probably a week. I have probably 600 unread emails in my inbox right now. So, I mean, the level of viewer engagement is up. And as we all know, that our days of one-to-many communication is numbered, right? Those days are numbered. So we are connecting with these people horizontally on all of their different platforms, knowing that they will share our content on their Twitter, their Google Plus account, their Facebook account, their Tumblr, because these viewers are worth 3 of the old viewers who didn't have those platforms to share on.
We're also sharing their content. We encourage people, and the show has a very community-focused approach here, and so we encourage people to make videos to send in to promote their own events. So we've had some that have been very nice. I didn't bring an example today where people would put some work into talking about an upcoming charity event or whatever it might be, and we encourage them to do that. And if they aren't able to do that, some people aren't comfortable with trying to put themselves on camera, they'll send the information. We're using extra normal. If you know what extra normal is, thing that makes a little cartoon, you type in the script and it makes cartoons of it. There's some humorous ones going on. We have the extra normal superhero that will a cartoon that we type in their information and it will publicize it for them. So we got video with that, rather than just a graphic with words up there. So it gives people a chance to put their content on the air. We still moderate it. We still filter it. Every social media comment that went up there is picked and approved by a moderator to go on. So it keeps the undesirable material off of the air. But we try to keep it as unfiltered as possible.
Sir, one of the critical elements of journalism is to create a public forum. Has this program morphed into a public forum yet? Are you getting a debate between our viewers?
Yes, we are.
Not just between you and the viewers who are sending emails and messages, but is it more of a public forum than that even?
You mean, are the viewers within our Hangouts talking to
Yes.
each other about the day's events? Absolutely. Matter of fact, you saw evidence of that last night during our Hangout when one local gentleman was talking about Obama's Healthcare Affordability Act and the recent Supreme Court decisions regarding that, and he handed it off to another viewer in the Hangout, to share his opinion on it. So,
Jeffrey rolled the Penn State 2, actually, Penn State 2 clip back there. This is just another way of doing it. They're doing it live, they're doing it on social media. So last week, everybody's covered the Penn State situation a great deal. So we had earlier in the show, I talked back and forth, actually this is number 1, but this is earlier in the show. Hey, Jeffrey, do go to the last clip that you had up. So that was, okay, so it's our sports director on the right and talking with the weathercaster here where they have a little sports chat section of the show. But now Sarah's going to go back to a portion of the new portion of the studio in the newsroom. So these are our social media desk journalists. So they've been combing social media all day. They've been pulling out comments. Sometimes they do this remotely, and you'll see that we've got a 5-camera setup in that room to be able to shoot this. And then they'll put some of the comments on the air, and Sarah spends part of the time back there. So we get a good, to answer your question, Ken, a good bit of interaction here between each other on these things that we start these topics typically, and we'll start, throw out 5 or 6 seeds during the day and see which sprout the most.
I'm going to pick up a question from Don Hicks from MBA. Go ahead, hit the button, Don.
in the words of one person here listening, they say self-organizing community. That's the way they characterize it.
Stacy gets one more comment, and then I'm going to move to our next example of innovation.
John made me think, and I think just in the big picture, maybe sum it up with this: we had 3 goals here really with the show. One was making a commercially viable television news program. Two was to what you said, the students of this concept can use their input because they are the most visual users of social media much of it. So a lot of what we've done has suggested or grown from students. And then finally make a model that other stations can look at too. So we're trying to keep the staff to a reasonable size. So those are our goals. I think we're moving along on all those. The show's been on since mid-September, so we're really just a couple of months in.
We have a couple of other people coming in on the live stream, not the Hangout, but the live stream watching. Mark Greenblatt, an investigative reporter in Houston, and Lisa Collins, what is that last name? Who is producing a newscast at 5 o'clock this afternoon at Bryan's station in New Orleans. If this is an opportunity to create a public forum, if U-News is an opportunity to move information back and forth that the community needs, there's a different innovation going on in Dallas, Texas. Let's see if we can bring in, with the wonders of technology, if we
So are you guys a community